So if you've ever managed a global HR program, or even just, waited for a really important delivery, you know that sinking feeling, logistical friction.
Right.
But imagine that delay isn't just an inconvenience. Imagine it's actively undermining something core to your business, like employee recognition.
Mhm.
We're talking about a long service award program, which is supposed to be a celebration, but it became so broken that it had a standard 6-week delay for a gift that's meant to boost
A
morale.
6-week
Oh, yeah.
delay. That just
Yeah.
says everything, doesn't it? It's this huge disconnect between what you want to do and what's actually happening.
Exactly.
And that's what we're digging into today. We're looking at Gainsight, the big customer success platform, and how they had to completely overhaul this LSA program for their team in India. Their global system was just collapsing.
Right. So this whole deep dive, it's based on this one really detailed case study that tracks Gainsight's big shift. They moved away from this clunky overseas vendor and went all in on a local digital solution with a partner called Mandala.
And our mission for you is really twofold. First, we're going to dissect the three critical logistical failures of that old system. And then we'll get into the new model.
The one that focused on employee choice.
Exactly. It's centered on choice through instant wallet credit. And we'll see how that didn't just fix the supply chain, it drove a 2.5 times increase in positive feedback and got near instant gift redemption.
Okay, let's start with just how bad things were. The source material frames it perfectly. It says running the program through an overseas vendor resulted in, quote, all the wrong kinds of surprises.
Surprises is a nice way to put it.
Yeah.
And systemic is the right word. When you look at that international setup, you see this trio of problems that were just actively eroding employee goodwill.
Okay, so what was the first one?
The first one was time zone troubles.
Yeah.
And this is way more than just, annoying meetings at odd hours.
It's the whole coordination nightmare.
Precisely. Every single step, verifying who's eligible, getting approvals, just asking a simple question about delivery, it all required coordinating across global office hours.
So the actual anniversary date would just come and go.
It would come and go. The moment was lost. The recognition became this administrative task weeks later, not a celebration. Its power was just gone.
And that must have created so much extra work for the HR team just chasing things down. So what was the second big failure?
The second one was the budget drain. And this is where it gets really interesting because it's not just, oh, shipping is expensive. It's about a total financial inefficiency.
How so?
Well, because of the international logistics, the courier bills were huge.
Yeah.
The source actually says the shipping costs were often pricier than the gift itself.
Wow.
Yeah. And on top of that, you have all these hidden costs. Foreign exchange rates, international tax compliance, reconciling invoices.
Yeah.
All this money that was supposed to be for the employee was just getting burned up by friction.
So the budget is being spent, but on red tape, not on recognition. That is a fiduciary problem. Which leads right into the third issue, the support vacuum.
The support vacuum. That's what happens when you have zero local presence. So a gift shows up and it's damaged. Or maybe something's missing.
Right. What do you do?
What do? You have to start this long chain of communication across continents. Getting a simple replacement meant weeks of back and forth. You're basically giving your employee a support ticket instead of a gift.
So Gainsight had a system that was slow, expensive, and had no real accountability. It was just a complete breakdown. They knew they needed a huge structural change.
They absolutely did. And that's where Mondadela comes in. The fix was all about two things: localization and digitalization. They built a system designed to counter every single one of those failures.
Okay, so let's walk through that new 5-step flow because this is the shift from, bureaucracy to actual empowerment.
Right. The whole philosophy is about immediate, tangible value. So
Yep.
step one, the entire program gets hosted on a dedicated digital site, the Mandala brand store.
A single source of truth.
Exactly. Step two, the employee logs into their anniversary gifts tab.
Yeah.
And then step three is the magic moment. The wallet credits. They auto-load based on your tenure.
And this is the huge psychological shift, isn't it? You're not waiting for a gift to be approved. You get instant spendable currency. You log in and see, like the image shows, a balance of 4,900 just sitting there.
It's purchasing power.
Yeah.
Right now. And that's the key. Autonomy replaces prescription. Which brings us to step four, choice and localization.
This is the catalog.
Yes, employees pick from this curated list of 16 premium local products. And local is the crucial part. It means everything is warranty covered and supported right there in India.
And we're not talking about cheap filler items. Looking at the examples, the quality is obvious. American Tourister luggage, an LG monitor, even Apple AirPods 4 priced at, what, almost 13,000 rupee?
JBL soundbars, Titan smartwatches, things people actually want. And that desire for a great product drives the final step, step 5, which is flexibility. If you want that slightly more expensive item, you can use a secure payment top-up and get it in seconds. The employee is totally in control.
So connecting this back, local sourcing just kills the budget drain problem. No more huge international courier bills. And the local support completely solves the support vacuum.
Gone. Any fixes happen in hours, not weeks of emails. It's just a really elegant, simple fix to a complex problem.
And that speed and control, I mean, that has to show up in the results. Let's get into section 3, the data. We can look at this through employee impact, the joy factor, and then the HR impact, or the control factor.
Okay, so starting with the employees, the big change was that the recognition felt thoughtful again, not just automated. They had real choice. But the metric that proves the whole system was fixed is the redemption rate.
This is where you see the behavior change in the data.
Exactly. You go from a 6-week delay, where maybe an employee gets around to it, to just hyper-engagement. The power metric is this. 92% of employees redeem their gift within the first 72 hours.
72 hours.
Yeah. That's not just about speed. It proves the catalog was desirable.
Yeah.
And the process was so easy that there was no reason to wait.
That is an incredible proxy for engagement. Okay, so what about the HR side? They were the ones dealing with all the admin headaches before. What did they get back?
They got control back.
Oh.
And efficiency. The digital platform gave them that one clean dashboard we talked about. Everything. Credits, catalog management, payments. It all just ran on autopilot.
So they could stop chasing custom forms and start focusing on, actual strategic work.
Precisely. The local sourcing cut the financial waste. The high courier bills vanished. The late-night coordination across time zones? Gone. They got full control without having to chase anyone.
That really validates the whole strategy. But I have to ask, when you switch to a single local partner, does that introduce a new kind of risk, like over-reliance on one vendor?
That's a great question, and it's one any ops leader should ask.
Correct.
The case study doesn't go deep into their risk analysis, but the results suggest they vetted Mandala very carefully.
Right.
And we have a quote from Madadi Aditya Reddy, the facilities manager at Gainsight. He said the partnership was with a team that truly understood their values. The platform wasn't just scalable, he called it thoughtful.
Thoughtful and scalable, that's the sweet spot.
It is, and that combination is what led to the ultimate proof. A 2.5 times rise in positive feedback on the whole anniversary experience. That number shows that logistical excellence translates directly into employee satisfaction.
It really moves the needle on things like ENPS and retention.
Absolutely. The big insight here is when you remove friction, you unlock genuine delight. Gainsight proved that a great employee experience is really rooted in seamless logistics and just respecting people's autonomy.
So to wrap this up for our listener, what's the takeaway? Gainsight turned a failing global program into a huge success by focusing on 3 things: speed, local support, and employee choice through that instant wallet credit.
Yeah, they fixed a broken process and got this massive return on engagement. And the source material really shows that even a seemingly small process, like a service award, can have a huge impact on morale and how people see the company's values.
So if optimizing just this one experience led to a 92% redemption rate in only 72 hours, we have to leave you with a final question to think about. What similar logistical friction points, maybe in employee benefits, expense reporting, anything, might your own organization be overlooking right now that are quietly undermining engagement and trust every single day? Something to think about as you optimize your own systems.